Right now on 11 TV Hill, it was a storm of historic proportions with a cleanup for the books, the people, and the property put to the test after Winter Storm Jonas. Hello everyone, welcome to 11 TV Hill. I'm Jason Newton, and chances are you are sore for days and your shovel a bit worse for the wear, as it should be after Baltimore, much of the Northeast, dug out from snow by the foot. The storm really left its mark with more than 30 inches of snow in parts of the Baltimore metro area. The cleanup was just a mammoth job with crews from across the region all pitching in. In all, 240 million pounds of snow were cleared from the city streets, and a 7-day state of emergency kept National Guard equipment on the streets to help with first responders. Schools must now take a look at just how many snow days they can use after most missed a whole week of classes. Well, from supersized machinery to contracted help, Baltimore's Department of Transportation worked around the clock to make streets passable. And DOT Director William Johnson joins us to talk to us a little bit about the cleanup and how things went. Thanks for coming by. This was a massive undertaking. Just for people who don't understand strategically, how big was this for you to handle?
This was the biggest single operation that we've experienced here in Baltimore City. We had over 1,300 contracted personnel, over 1,000 pieces of heavy equipment from outside the city, in addition to all of the city forces that worked around the clock, even through Wednesday of this past week, to get all the streets cleared.
Was there a moment where you knew that this wasn't something that Baltimore alone could handle?
Absolutely. I routinely will go out and survey to assess roadway conditions.
Yeah.
And during one of my assessments, I radioed back into the office that we should not turn away any resources and to get on the phone and start calling contractors. Because I was in a four-wheel drive vehicle, I could barely make it down the block from our command center.
Talk a little bit about the assistance from, we saw people from out of state, we saw contractors come in. How big of an effort was it outside of us?
Outside of the city, this was probably 3 to 4 times the number of city employees and pieces of equipment that we normally deploy.
Sure.
And we were very grateful to have mutual aid support from the city of Boston that sent down heavy equipment, the big blowers, and some of the equipment, snow melters, equipment that we just would not normally use here in Baltimore City.
Of course, there are residents, and even through any snow, especially this one, concern about secondary streets and timing. You know, why didn't you get to my road at this point? Talk to us about the timing and the effort to make your way to a secondary street.
Yeah, well, our strategy is that we hit the secondary streets and the primary streets at the same time. Okay. We have crews assigned from the beginning of every event to work nothing but the secondary streets, and other crews that are working the primary streets. The problem was the amount of snow that fell and the rate at which it fell just far exceeded the capacity of the equipment that we had available. So while we were plowing continuously from the beginning to the end, and we plowed all the way through the blizzard, we just couldn't keep up with it. It just fell too fast. You
were talking to me about 3 areas you had around the city, and talk to me about the idea of where you put the snow, because that's a big problem. You can't just push it all to the side. You had to haul some of it away.
Right. This was so much snow that the plow trucks couldn't push it. It got to be too heavy for the plows to push, so we had to bring in this heavy equipment, backhoes, bobcats, front-end loaders, and dump trucks to lift the snow out and haul it away. So the problem becomes, where do you take it? So there's a mound of snow at M&T Bank Stadium. There's a mound of snow at Pimlico Racetrack, and another property that's about a 12-acre property that's full of snow. And at some of these sites, we're projecting it's going to take up to 3 months to melt it all, even with 3 snow melters working around the clock.
Good grief. Talk a little bit also about moving forward from this storm. I heard the mayor talk about the storms in 2010. She said, I learned a lot and I applied it to this one. Were there challenges in this storm that now you'll take to the next time that we see a blizzard?
Yeah, there are some challenges. One thing that's for sure, we need to be well prepared with the heavy lifting equipment if we're facing a storm of this magnitude in the future. And also some of the issues related to parking, as well as messaging and setting the expectation. Residents, understandably can grow impatient when they're stuck in their homes because there's 3 feet of snow on their street and they don't know when someone's coming to clear that street. But with the amount of equipment that we had, I think we did a phenomenal job this time. But of course, we'll do an assessment after we're done to look at what we can do better in the future.
And we still got to get through February. We still got to get through.
Well, we're hoping that we're seeing a warmer weather pattern.
Yeah.
And a lot of the rain that we see now, we're thankful that the temperatures are high, otherwise that would be more snow.
I'm glad you're optimistic. Director Johnston, thanks for coming by.
Thank you
Good
for
to see
having
you.
us.
Well, a week after the snowfall, the DOT wasn't alone feeling the heat to clear it all up. City code enforcement officers focused on businesses and sidewalks on main routes where snow and ice remain. Businesses that did not make a path, they faced a $100 fine. Homeowners faced a $50 fine, but they were not the primary focus of that effort. Also, the weight of the snow proved to be too much in White Marsh. Emergency crews raced to free a woman from under a porch collapse there. She was taken to shock trauma with non-life-threatening injuries. Here in Baltimore, roofs crashed onto porches that were once covered in front of row homes along 41st Street in the Hamden area, and more of the same at Concordia Prep School's field house. That's in Towson, where a roof gave way at their exercise facility. No one hurt there either. And at the Safeway, Bel Air, the roof came down right over the produce section. Again, no one was hurt in that incident. And another problem left behind from all that snow, you know them well, potholes. They're formed when water gets under the asphalt, then it cracks it, and then we drive right on over it and it all comes apart. Potholes popping up all over the state, adding to the frustration of motorists. Transportation officials warn that it'll take some time to repair those potholes. They're please asking for your patience. Well, Winter Storm Jonas shattered some pretty steep records in the city when it comes to snowfall. Here's a look at the city's top 5 three-day snowstorms. Last month's storm tops the charts at 29.2 inches. The next 3 storms are all close in snow totals. Many of you remember that storm of 2003 in February. January 1996, that storm also a doozy. That's followed by 2 other storms from really long ago. January of 1922 and then there's one in February of 1899. Well, Mother Nature showed she had quite a sense of humor this season. You remember, December was the warmest in Baltimore on record. Then El Nino wallops us with that snow and cold. So we spoke with meteorologist Ava Marie earlier this week about the weather system that really spanned the country. All right, so everyone's still talking about the blizzard of 2016. You were watching it for weeks. Did it add up the way that you expected it to?
Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, what's most incredible is the fact that it actually did happen, just like the models thought it would, a week out.
Sure.
So they were tracking this storm system, the computer models, when it was still just a piece of energy on the other side of the globe. And in fact, it came right into Maryland just like we thought it would and brought those huge snow amounts.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it way out California area. I mean, it hadn't even hit land yet when it was coming over.
And the problem was we had so much moisture to work with the storm.
Yeah.
When we were forecasting days out, we saw a potential of 2.5 inches of liquid.
Yeah.
Multiply that into snow, you're talking 25 inches possible, and that's indeed what we saw across the metro.
The key thing at work, El Nino. I'm still confused. Talk to me a little bit about what is El Nino and how did it affect this storm?
So that could certainly be a player in why we got the snowstorm. Granted, it's winter, we get snow here in Maryland. But El Nino has been a driving factor in our winter in general. Mm-hmm. So basically El Nino is the warming of the waters around the equator in the eastern Pacific. Mm-hmm. That affects the whole atmosphere. Basically helps change the jet stream, so you see a domino effect all across the globe. What it does for us, it tends to make our winter milder and wetter. So we don't see as many snow events, but when we do, they have the potential to be big.
And this followed a December that was on the record books, but not for snow and not for cold. I was wearing shorts in December at one point.
Warmest December ever on record for Baltimore. And then we go to the biggest snow ever on record.
Right.
It tells you the wild swings we can get in an El Nino year.
I was hoping that we were done. I have a feeling that we have a lot of time still left. So is the potential still there for snow? I mean, could we see another storm?
That's the tricky part about El Nino. If we average the winter, it should make us warmer and wetter. You're still going to get cold snaps. So when you've got these active weather patterns to our south and they finally meet up with the cold air, that's when you can get the snow. And we can't rule that out through the rest of the winter.
We got a little bit of time. Just talk to me about snow totals. You don't have to give me exact numbers, but this was an impressive storm and a lot of snow all at once, yeah?
A big driver to that was the fact that the storm stalled off the coast. So when it was supposed to be moving out, it was continuing to dump snow all the way through that Saturday evening.
Sure.
So we saw, in general, 20 to 30 inches all across the Baltimore Metro. There were some spots even higher than that in Western Maryland.
Ooh, and then there was some fear of that other one that just missed us, went out to the ocean, and I think everyone was pretty happy that that happened.
And unfortunately, that's the pattern that just keeps trying to repeat ourselves. We keep watching it in the
Yeah.
Weather Center. Many of the storms stay off the coast, but it's only a matter of time till it links up with the cold air once again.
All right, go ahead and plug yourself now. If people don't get to see you, on the air, we can go online. We have the whole mobile app.
And, we're always updating the weather on the website, but also on social media. We love to put out the nerdy stuff that's almost too nerdy for TV.
The nerdy stuff is the best part of the whole
So
thing.
Facebook and Twitter, that's the place to be.
Excellent, Ava. Thank you so much. No more snow.